I don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, but if you had to, though.
We set the scene, we have a choice. We must decide on the correct answer. I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan.
And this is If You Had To, though. So, Nathan, are you ready to podcast?
I'm ready to podcast.
You're sort of like a podcast boxer.
A poxer, that's right.
Boxer, yes. So, you have your podcasting gloves.
Yes, the gloves made specifically for podcasting, whatever they may look like.
Well, everyone knows what podcasting gloves look like.
Yeah, we don't even need to describe it. There is no point in us describing what that looks like. I have my my red underwear.
Yep.
And my steroids.
Exactly.
That I'm injecting into my mouth for muscle strength in my mouth.
If you think about it, boxing is sort of like doing a podcast because there's the back and forth.
Exactly.
You know, you have each other on the ropes. You know, you're fighting for dominance over conversation piece.
Yes, absolutely. It is exactly like boxing in the fact that I do want to pummel your face in.
Yeah. And there's that hatred for one another that you just...
Oh, absolutely. As we all know, every boxer, it's all 100% real and they all want to kill each other.
Yes. They are out for blood, as are we.
I must break you.
I won't be happy until you're sitting in the corner of the ring with your boxing gloves over your face in tears.
Who's my little manager, like, giving me the towel, telling me that I can go back in there and, you know, don't give up, champ? Is it you? Are you both the person I'm boxing and my manager?
Yes.
One minute you're pummeling me into the ground, the next you're running behind me and telling me, get on back up there, you can take him.
Yeah, I'm like tapping you on the shoulder, I'm giving you a hot towel, I'm giving you water.
You're very quickly changing outfits.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like the good and evil angels on your shoulder.
No, you're like Mrs. Doubtfire in the movie. At one point, you do get your outfits mixed up, and you are the manager wearing a boxing glove with a towel in one hand.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're an old woman standing in front of me in the ring.
You're like, what are you doing here?
Mrs. Chamberworth? My old nanny? What are you doing here?
I've been every person in your life up to this point, Nathan.
The ultimate Truman Show.
Yes, I just put on many disguises and run around a lot.
And run so fast that even when I think I'm in a room with more than one person, it's all still just you.
Yeah, I'm just super speedy.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that, like, whenever you and the other you have to stand in opposite corners of the room, so when you're having a conversation with me, it's why every conversation I've ever had has been in a triangle format.
Yeah, there's always someone that's just out of eye shot.
Exactly.
And the time it takes you to turn your head, I've already run across the room.
Everyone I've ever known in my entire life.
Yes.
I mean, you're my mum and my dad.
Unfortunately, Nathan, yes. You were created in a lab.
I'm older than you. How? How have you done this?
That's what I would have you believe, Nathan.
My entire reality is crumbling around me, Kyle.
Exactly.
Well, enough about that. Let's go on with the show.
Yeah, so you still want to carry on?
Oh, yeah, I'll deal with my existential crisis later.
So the premise of this show is that we create scenarios for each other resulting in two possible outcomes. We'll discuss each outcome's pros and cons and decide definitively on the correct answer.
Exactly. 100% guaranteed truth, or you'll get your money back, but then you're not giving us any money anyway, so yeah, you're not getting money from us.
No.
Unless you want to give us money. In that case, then we still won't give you your money back. But do still please give us your money.
Just give us money. Actually, we should go on a silent strike from here on out until we get some revenue from this.
Exactly, yes, that's exactly what a podcast by two internationally known celebrities like us should be doing.
Exactly. And I don't think...
Just imagine it. One day without us as a podcast and reality, society will crumble.
It will. Can you imagine not hearing our voices week on week?
I can't. It's why I never stop talking.
Even after the podcast is finished and the Skype call has ended, you're just sitting alone in your room. I sit
alone in the dark room, still having the conversation. When we have the next phone call, I just continue on from wherever I was talking.
Exactly.
So I've had a week of conversation that you weren't privy to, but I still continue on with it anyway.
Yeah, it just sort of culminated in your boxing metaphors.
Yes. And somehow you also had a week of talking to yourself that I wasn't part of, but somehow we were perfectly balancing each other's conversation.
I think because we literally do not stop talking for the entire few weeks. When we get back, we're completely in sync.
Exactly.
So anyway, Nathan, as every
Yes,
Jeff, my name's Kyle. We've been doing.
Oh, you're Kyle. Yeah, sorry. I forgot how much in sync we were.
Known each other 8, 9, 10 years. So every Nathan fan knows that Nathan is obsessed with pirates. He loves Ailstorm. He loves Pirates of the Caribbean. He loves.
I love searching for some bounty on the seven seas.
Yeah, one of your favourite games is Pop-Up Pirate. If there's one thing that Nathan always wanted to be his entire life, it's a pirate.
Exactly. It's why I cut out my own eye.
Exactly. I did wonder why you were wearing an eye patch today.
Well, I don't know why you were wondering that I was wearing an eye patch, because I did cut out my eye in front of you 10 minutes after we met.
What, 10 years ago?
Yeah, so I just want to add that to the list of events that happened when we met. I called you a beautiful moon. You told me you always wanted to be the female Snow White. I told you no prison could hold me. And, by the time we'd said all that stuff, I then cut out my own eye and handed it to you. You've been carrying it around in your pocket ever since.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
You have it as a necklace. Wear it as a necklace.
I'd completely forgotten.
Of course. It's just one of those average gifts that friends give each other. It's easy to forget.
Yeah, even though I see you like every 2 weeks with the eye patch on, I just completely blank it.
The eye patch is painted to look like a human eye.
Yes, yeah, very impressive. So anyway, thankfully, and by sheer coincidence this week, a pirate ship docked in Petersfield, where you live.
Fantastic. I was just walking along the river, which I don't know if connects to the ocean directly, but it must do if a boat docked in there.
Exactly. They were there to plunder the local tavern and get drunk and, But you, obviously, you aren't a pirate, as much as you wish you were.
Alas, 'twas not meant to be.
Like they obviously wouldn't allow you to go with them, but the only way that you could become a pirate is by smuggling yourself aboard the ship. Now they were all in the tavern, so you smuggled yourself aboard.
And maybe I can prove myself to be a good pirate by smuggling myself, the ultimate prize.
Exactly, the ultimate bounty.
Exactly.
Smuggling yourself. So you hid beneath a few sacks of potatoes, waited for the pirates to come back, and sailed out.
I dressed up as a potato.
You dressed up as the potato?
Yes, I dressed up as one giant potato and then hid in a sack.
Okay.
So they thought they just thought they had one hell of a potato.
Yeah. There.
This potato appears to be a fat, middle-aged old man.
So they sail off into the Seven Seas, away from Petersfield, that links directly to the Seven Seas. And the chef obviously finds you. He's about to cut you, thinking you're this potato, because your disguise is so immaculate.
It is. It really is. That duct tape, it works wonders. That duct tape and brown paper bags really, really disguises me as a potato.
And I mean, this is an audio platform, so people don't really know what you look like, but you have the physique and the look of a giant
Greek
potato
god?
anyway.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't know what the Greek gods looked like. They may have looked like giant potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a way I could actually look like a Greek god.
Yes. First fact for the episode, Greek gods possibly look like giant potatoes.
I love that the fact is possibly.
Yeah, it's still a fact.
Is, in my opinion... Yes, I'm sorry. So I am about to be discovered as a potato non-pirate.
Yeah, the chef goes to peel you and you scream out, "Oh, I'm just a young man!" That was my Nathan impression, everyone.
Living in a lonely world.
So you jump up off the table and rush out onto the deck where all the pirates are gathered round.
Have I popped out of the potato costume, or am I still in the potato costume?
I would think by this point you've popped out of your potato costume and you've displayed yourself to all these pirates. You're like, I am here, and I want to be...
Right. I'm sorry, I thought you meant something else. I thought you meant I struck a sexy pose.
You did strike a sexy pose.
Dan, what's the big stick in the middle of a pirate ship? Because as we know, I love pirates so much, so I know all the details.
The mast.
The mast. I leaned against it in the sexiest possible manner.
You started doing like a striptease around it.
Which I imagine went down wonders.
Oh yeah, this is one of those old-fashioned pirate ships where they've only got men, but the effeminate men really appreciated it.
Well, good. That is the market that I've been looking for all these years. But for some reason, they never created a dating website for effeminate men pirates.
Old Clarence Jones, he gives you the wink. He gives you the thumbs up.
What kind of pirate name is Clarence Jones?
Oh, sorry, I mean Pegleg Bill.
Thank you.
So anyway, the captain, now he is the biggest, baddest pirate you'll ever see. He's got everything. He's got the peg leg, he's got the peg arm.
He's got gold teeth.
Gold teeth.
A parrot is digging into his shoulder so much it's practically attached to him.
Oh, yeah. And he doesn't care at all. His shoulder is bleeding.
Yeah.
And he just laughs it off. And he is one of the hairiest men you've ever seen. Big beard, hairy armpits.
He's got scurvy.
He does have scurvy, and he smells to high hell. And he pegs towards you. He says,
has he got two peg legs? He hops towards me on his pegs.
He skitters towards you on his peg legs. He's got a peg on one hand, and he's got a hook on the other.
Oh,
he is a proper
walks over
pirate.
to me like a crab.
Yeah, he scuttles over to you. Says, "What do we have here then?" That was more farmer than pirate, wasn't it?
I mean, he wasn't born a pirate.
No, he was a farmer to begin with.
Until the call of the sea was just too much for him.
What do we have here then? A stowaway?
And I presume I replied, in a confident, secure, cool, witty response of, my name's Nathan, I really like pirates, can I be a pirate?
That is exactly how you responded. Good reconstruction, Nathan.
Yeah. I mean, you don't forget witty one-liners like that.
But he laughed in your face. Arr! Har, 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 har.
And his spit and mucus dragged all over my face.
Yeah, exactly. And even the parrot laughed at you. And all of the crew, they're all laughing at you and pointing.
Does the parrot have an eye patch?
The parrot has an eye patch, yes,
Good.
and a peg leg. So all the crew are laughing, pointing, jeering at you. And the pirate says, "You know what we do with stowaways, don't you?" And you don't know.
We feed them to the pigs on the farm.
If only your dream had been to be a farmer. But no, you dreamed of being a pirate. He said, "Back in the old days, we used to make them walk the plank. We don't do that anymore, do we, lads? Oh no. What we do's with stowaways is we gives them a choice.
God, I never would have seen this coming.
You can either give me the royal armpit licking," which would be to lick clean the captain's armpits.
Oh, I was really hoping it was some kind of colourful metaphor.
"Or you can have the pineapple shoving." And that would be where they shove a pineapple up your arse, spiky part first.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's the part that you want up your first. Absolutely. I mean, if the choice was, would you rather a pineapple up you non-spiky part first or spiky part first, this would be easy.
It would indeed.
Sadly, that's not the question.
That's not what this pirate has given you.
Why is it called the royal armpit licking? Am I apparently royalty, or is he royalty?
He is royalty.
He is a pirate prince.
He's a pirate king, Nathan.
Oh my God, I'm in the presence of royalty. He's got like a royal seal on his ring.
Yep.
As in, I mean, and he's got a seal next to him that's also royalty.
Yes.
That's also laughing at me, just going
and clapping his flippers together. Yeah, this captain, what was his name again?
Oh, Captain Babadushka.
King Captain Babadushka.
King Captain Babadushka.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, his first name is Bob. King Bob.
Yes. Bob
King
Babad-
Bob Babadushka. King of the pirates.
He is king. He's king of all pirates.
Yes.
So to not do one of these forfeits,
I mean, no, they come from the land of Piracia.
you long to go back to their home world one day.
Oh, they're aliens now. Are they?
Where do you think pirates come from, Nathan? Second
You're
fact for the
right. I
episode.
haven't thought this through. I'm a fool.
Second fact for the episode: all pirates come from space.
King Bob Babadushka died on his way back to his home planet.
Exactly. So Nathan, you need to choose. These pirates are waiting.
I mean, this is quite the choice. I mean, that pineapple is sitting there, and I think I can tell it's already been up someone because I can see little droplets of blood on the corners. And it might have been one of the pirates because one of them is standing there looking, has a winceful look on his face. Keeps awkwardly trying to sit down, but then stand up again, and then sit down and stand up again.
Yeah, he did betray the other pirates, and they just couldn't abide.
Yeah, the common punishment.
Yeah.
So I can tell that is a proper spiky pineapple.
It is indeed.
It was clearly sharpened this morning. On
Yes.
the old pineapple sharpener.
Yeah, the chef, the one who almost cut you, has got a very sharp blade, and he sharpened those prongs.
Yep, the science definitely checks out here. I've just done the calculations, and it's 100% accurate.
Good, as is everything we've ever said.
Exactly. That's why I know that was the calculations that I did. I basically just looked at the piece of paper I have on my desk saying me and Kyle are always right, and went, "Yep, we're right."
So your calculations are correct.
Exactly. My calculations are also something that you and me have said. So yes, I can see that the pineapple is sharp and primed and ready to go.
Yes.
It's cocked and loaded, but I can also see that this pirate, King Bob Babadushka,
yes,
is not a fan of male grooming or washing himself.
No.
At least in anything that isn't mead.
Exactly. Like, he thinks a shower is when you stab someone and you're splattered in their blood.
Well, he showers in whale blood. You know, when they cut open when they fish whales out of the sea and they cut them open, their guts open. That is him having a shower in the morning. So he does have an interesting musk, I must say. If you were to bottle it and sell it as deodorant, it would have a powerful impact on the opposite sex.
Oh, definitely. It would definitely cause them
the same
unconsciousness.
And possibly any small birds and creatures around you. And any plants. In fact, I think the inanimate wood of this pirate ship is starting to decompose around him. So licking him clean doesn't really appeal to me. Licking his armpit clean, anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you're licking his entire body clean. That would be disgusting, Nathan. That would be
you're right. That
inhuman.
Would be disgusting. Just him.
Just his armpits.
Is his armpit already exposed, or has he had to take off all his pirate gear and his shirt to show it to me?
He was wearing a vest.
Oh, he's wearing the old pirate vest.
The old pirate vest.
Old pirate V-neck. He's a hipster pirate, is he?
Yeah, well, they all are.
Oh, absolutely.
All of them are
wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah, they've all got a boombox on their shoulder instead of a parrot, apart from obviously the captain.
Why is your opinion of hipster having a boombox? But okay, I mean that's definitely fact now because you've said it and we're always right.
Yep. Fact number 3 for the episode: all hipsters carry boomboxes around with them on their shoulders.
Sorry, I had to open my window. I was feeling a bit warm. All this talk of licking men's armpits has got me a bit hot and bothered, Kyle.
Hot under the collar.
Exactly. Whew, that's a choice. So let me think about the the long-term repercussions from both of these actions. That pineapple does look painful.
It does.
It is a big pineapple. It was clearly, the prize winner in one of those local farm ceremonies, award shows, where they award the grower for best best and biggest pineapple in all the land.
I mean, they keep it on the ship. They don't actually eat it, but they keep it there to ward away scurvy.
It is about 10 years old, but still as sharp as ever.
Sharp as a tooth.
In fact, maybe sharper than it ever has been before. So not only would it slice and dice me, there's no delicate way of putting this, Kyle. It would not fit very well.
No, it would tear you apart, tear you asunder.
I was trying desperately not to say those words, so thank you very much for completing my thought process for me. So that's one. So yeah, basically the repercussions of that action is I no longer have a buttocks.
Well, you would have something. You would probably need some reconstructive surgery, but
I would no longer have a working anus.
No, probably not.
No.
You would be damaged for life.
I would need to release all of my waste for a tube out of my mouth.
Yes.
That's clear. That's definitely the only other option available to you.
That's definitely the only thing you can do.
And when I cry, it leaks out of my eyes.
Yes, of course.
Remember, kids, science. Isn't biology fascinating? So that's one scenario. Is I could no longer. I mean, and also like that poor pirate, I would never be able to sit down again. Would have to sleep hanging from the ceiling because I couldn't take the risk that I'd roll over and lean on my behind. I would have to get braces and clutches to make sure that I never lean back onto the chair. Basically, I would never be able to put my weight down on anything ever again.
Yes, that is true.
Whereas if I were to lick the Pirate King's hairy, scurvy-infested, there are multiple creatures, sea lice and
yes, certainly sea lice.
Eels climbing all over him, and other creatures that man hasn't even discovered yet. Cthulhu's little babies just slipping all over him. I would lick all that up and ingest that into myself. Obviously, I would try and spit it out, but it would kind of fester inside my mouth. And probably for the rest of my life, everything I ever ate or drink would taste of a pirate's armpit.
For quite a long time, I would say, yeah.
Yes, for quite a long time.
It would take at least 9 bottles of mouthwash to get rid of that pungent sea captain BO taste.
There's no other taste quite like it, Kyle, I've got to tell you. So which of these could I live with?
Yeah, which of these is...
Which could I recover from? Which could I suffer? Because if I were to have the pineapple utterly destroy me,
yeah,
I could go for reconstructive surgery. I could get myself a metal buttocks.
You could. That would be quite cool.
It would be quite cool. It would have little shutters that would open up and close, like little red lights that would flash, give me like 10 minutes warning when anything was about to happen. So everyone in the room would know that I am about to immediately evacuate my bowels.
It would also flash red every time you were reversing.
I mean, yeah, I do reverse backwards on the street, my arse facing out towards.
That's just how you saunter down the street.
Exactly, playing Saturday Night Fever.
Exactly.
On my boombox.
Because you are now a hipster.
I am. So now I would have like a big robot buttocks. I could probably. I could get it to have an artificial intelligence.
You could.
I don't know why I would want that, but I could. This is the danger of science going too far.
If you want to talk to your own arse, that's up to you, Nathan.
I mean, then I would run the risk of people enjoying talking to my arse more than they enjoy talking to me.
And you would also have people making that comment where they say, "Oh, you're talking out your arse."
But they would say that to me, and then my arse would get offended.
Yeah.
But actually,
I'm talking out of his arse.
No, actually, I don't want to be blamed for what comes out of his mouth. Whereas if I were to ingest all of that salty Pirate King goodness, like you said, it would take several months, several bottles of mouthwash, and even after all that, I may never taste anything quite the same again.
No, but your rear end would not have been destroyed.
That is true. Which of those can I live with more? Which of those is easier to recover from? Also, the pirate sticking the pineapple up my arse, as painful as that's going to be,
Yeah.
that's someone else doing that to me. Whereas
Yeah.
if I were to lick the pirate's armpit, I would have to force myself to keep going all the way up the armpit. Whereas once I've told them to do with the pineapple, it's out of my hands. I can just let them do it. It's like when you try and force an eye drop into your own eye, you can't do it. You need someone else to do it for you.
Yeah, there is that, and there's also the time that it's going to take. If
Exactly.
you get a pineapple, yeah,
It's quicker to shove a pineapple up your ass than it is to lick a man's armpit. That's an experiment. That's an experiment we did at school.
I mean that's a common phrase, isn't it? It's
yes.
It's quicker to have someone shove a pineapple up your ass than it is to lick a pirate's armpit.
My aunt used to say that all the time. I think it's an old phrase.
Yeah, it just means
It means exactly what it says.
it means exactly what it says on the tin.
Exactly. So would I rather quick but painful, long and it wouldn't be painful, but it would be disgusting. So one is quick and painful, but it would be over with, whereas the other is long and disgusting, and it would just keep going and going and going, and I would have to force myself to keep going. Oh, you've given me a tricky one there.
I haven't given you anything, Nathan. It's the pirates. You shouldn't have smuggled yourself aboard the pirate ship. The jolly Todger.
The Jolly Todger, or is it actually the Jolly Todger?
The jolly Todger.
Yes, that is what the pirate ship is called. On the Jolly Todger, I am choosing to have my my arse replaced by a robot.
Okay, I mean that's something you've got to deal with yourself later on. They don't have a roboticist on the pirate ship.
Oh, well, that changes everything. No, I assumed that these pirates from space would have had a roboticist.
No, they're actually far behind us.
So, despite having faster than light speed travel, they are far behind us. That's the only aspect of technology they've excelled at. They neglected every other form.
They've ignored everything else.
They don't know how to refrigerate meat.
No, they don't even know what metal is. Their ships are still made of wood.
How did they survive in space?
We do not know. Their ways are not for us to question, Nathan.
You're right. And I certainly don't have time to question them as a big, muscular, hairy pirate sticks a pineapple up my arse.
Yeah, he marches forward. He's got the...
He lifts me up with one arm, and with the other arm, just a quick shove and a point.
Yeah, he throws you over his knee. Grabs the pineapple. He's got one of those masks on, like executioners have to hide their faces.
I just want to check one thing. Did they take my trousers off, or are they tearing through my trousers with the pineapple?
The pineapple is sharp enough to tear through your jeans.
Oh, great. So even after all of this, I'm going to have to walk home. Well, actually, I'm going to have to immediately find a hospital, otherwise I'm going to die from blood loss.
But then you're going to have to go jean shopping, yes.
So I think they shoved it up my arse, and I passed out from the pain. But they're pirates. They wanted me to suffer. They didn't want me to die. So I woke up in the hospital.
Yeah, the hospital on the bottom layer of the ship.
Oh, I was going to say the hospital on the bottom of the sea.
They took you to the undersea hospital, obviously.
Yes, and I've got to say the insurance rates are through the roof, or through the Atlantic Ocean. But yes, I have had a arseoctomy with the medical tool of a pineapple, and was left in a undersea hospital where I was able to get a replacement arsehole. Unfortunately, it wasn't the robotic AI arse that I'd been imagining. Because when they gave me this option, I had this exact thought experiment that I had out loud with you. While he was going on and on about, you need to make a choice, you have 10 seconds. I very quickly thought all the things that I just said to you. So I was imagining that I would have a robotic talking AI arse that would finally be my one true friend that I could actually rely on and actually like talking to. Unlike all the other friends who I absolutely hate and despise and wish would catch on fire and suffer for all eternity.
Right, so you got me up against the ropes. Go for the finishing blow. Go ahead. What did I do this week, Nathan?
I was just building up to say that instead of a artificial robotic intelligence buttocks, I have a octopus sealed to my behind.
You have an octopus sealed to your behind.
Yes.
Why is that?
Where there is a gap from the pineapple, the octopus is filling in that gap.
I see.
So it does mean I do squirt a bit of ink every now and then. It is a dead octopus. I just want to make sure, so you don't, worry about that poor octopus suffering.
No,
it is just the body of an octopus, not a living octopus.
Who died of natural causes, of old
Absolutely.
age.
Old age. Holding all 8 hands of its wife in their rocking chairs.
Oh yeah, they were both very elderly. It was the right time. He was happy to go. So
The last words out of his mouth were, "I love you, and if I die, please put me in the arse of a human."
I've lived the best life an octopus can live, and when I'm gone, I hope that my body is put to good use, to science, to the greater things.
That they treat me with the dignity that I deserve.
Cut to you standing there with him plastered to your arsehole.
So it does mean I do inadvertently squirt ink every now and then.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So that's that's my week. And yes, to finish you off, Kyle.
Yeah.
Since you are up against the ropes and you are hanging on by a thread.
I am now.
One last right hook, and I will have you dead to the world. You, Kyle. Well, as usual, you were deep in meditation, becoming one with yourself. You had calming. It wouldn't have been calming to me, but to you, it was quite calming. Whale music.
Yes.
Singing in the background from the whale that you keep in your bathtub, and you are reaching the highest levels of enlightenment. Epiphanies are firing off in your brain, groundbreaking ideas like, if we were all nice to each other, the world would be nicer. And what if everyone was kung fu fighting? It would be as fast as lightning. So you are deep in the metaphysical realm with all of these fantastic ideas just coming to you. You might
swimming around in my front cortex.
Your front cortex, exactly. That's definitely what it's called. The front and back cortexes.
That's all you have. That is the next fact for the episode. All you have in your brain is a front and a back cortex.
Yes, and I believe a middle suplex.
Well, we don't talk about the middle one, do we?
No. I mean, in my case, the middle suplex did die after one too many ciders.
Exactly.
But yes, you, Kyle, you were deep in this bliss, this enlightened state. You were possibly even hovering in a few inches off the ground, just your hands against each other, just going, alrighty then. And the wind was brushing around you, a warm glow emerging ironically from your arsehole, when all of a sudden you become so enlightened, too enlightened, some would say too enlightened, too furious, and your mind leaves your body. And as we all know, when your mind leaves your body, there are 2 possible outcomes.
Of course.
Your psyche, your inner self, is jumping throughout reality, where you end up in different reality versions of yourself, or you swap minds with a randomly different person in this world every day of your life.
Okay. So what was the first one again?
Did I not write this very well? Your psyche, your thoughts, your inner self, jumps through reality and ends up inside the body of another universe's you, basically.
Okay.
A different reality version of yourself, or your mind jumps into a different body on this earth every day for the rest of your life.
So either I'm going to be doing the sliders thing, where I'm jumping to another universe, I'm just in a different version of me.
Yeah. One week you're in a version of you that's a super rich, handsome billionaire loved by everyone. The next week you are a fat, miserable, angry, bitter old man waving a broom at children on the lawn. the next week you pissed off some pirates and they stuck a pineapple up your arse and your arse has been replaced by an octopus, and just endless interpretations of that. Or you are just jumping through this world from person to person.
So I could be absolutely anyone in this world that we live
Yeah.
in now, but
You
I don't get to choose it.
You
Obviously,
have no control over it.
No.
It is kind of random, and it happens at random intervals. It's not like exactly every 24 hours. Sometimes it's 10 hours, sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's a month. It's completely random.
Yeah, so I could be transported into someone who has been kidnapped, and
Exactly. Whereas if you go into the alternate version of yourself, you're only going to change the one time. Just jump into that one version of yourself, but you don't know before you jump what version of yourself you're going to jump into. If it's going to be the best version of yourself, the crazy homicidal man who wants to kill all kittens, or the version of yourself that's convinced aliens are trying to steal your kidneys, and you've wrapped yourself in silver lining.
No, that would be this universe.
Oh, okay. You've
Yeah.
currently got underneath your t-shirt. There's currently kitchen foil just covering you completely.
Again, not a video medium, but if it was, then people would see that I am covered in tinfoil
And
to keep away
protect
those.
from the aliens.
Exactly. I am not letting aliens take my kidneys. No.
So you can either jump from person to person for the rest of your life, or jump into one body, which will be a version of you, but you have no idea what his life is going to be like.
So it would just be random and once.
Random and once
Okay.
versus random and for the rest of your life, but they're not versions of you. So the thing is, with the version of you, it's still Kyle Bennett.
Yeah.
It's just another universe version of you. So it will either be the thing where you can see how much better your own life could have been if only you were smart enough to do this one thing, or you could see how easily you could have screwed everything up and destroyed the world. Whereas otherwise, you're just jumping in this world from body to body.
So if I was jumping from body to body, I could be a celebrity one day, a homeless kidnapped victim the other day.
Exactly. And because you're
Potentially.
in their brains, because you're physically in their brains and their like electrical brain patterns are in there, you do get their memories, but you still have your memories and personality.
And am I controlling these people, or am I just seeing things through their
Oh
eyes?
no, you've essentially murdered this person. Their psyche is gone, so you are in control of that body.
Even though it might only be for like a minute.
Oh yeah, so that does mean when you leave the body, it does just collapse to the floor.
That person is just
I
dead.
didn't think the repercussions through of this, but that is canon now. So you are basically murdering every single person on the planet.
So I'm
I'm
leaping through everyone in the world, murdering them one by one.
Murderous version of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's going to be one of those unexplained things, like one of those.
But after a month, they'll realise there's a pattern of unexplained deaths around the world.
Exactly, it's going to be like Death Note. They're going to have to get some top secret guy to come in and try and figure out who's making all these people just drop
It will take a
down
while
dead.
for them to notice a pattern, because you are kind
Yes.
of randomly jumping from one corner of the world to another. But after a while, they do start to realise all of these people with no other health conditions suddenly died and were brain dead for no reason.
Yeah, they just drop down dead to the floor with no brain function whatsoever.
Exactly.
There's something going on here.
Oh,
I mean,
there's something going on here. There's something going on here. Something's not quite kosher.
Jenkins, we should look into this. Because it would just be a little small-time detective duo who would start looking into this.
It would be 1,000 different small-time detective duos around the world, all individually investigating this same thing.
Yeah, and all of their bosses would tell them, don't worry about it. Get on with this boring
You're out of
case.
control, Jenkins. You've gone rogue too many times.
You don't do things by the book, and we don't like that here.
Turn in your badge and your gun. But I'm a postman. I said, turn in your gun.
That is a fact, though. All postmen do carry guns. It's just
Guns that fire letters.
yeah, that's how they deliver them.
Exactly. They're driving through the street, shooting letters out of their guns, and they do obviously go pew 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 while they're firing their guns.
Yeah, they're saying that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely meant saying that. I mean, wouldn't you? If you were a postman firing letters out of your guns, you would be shouting pew 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 all day long. Instantly depressed that that's not my job. I can try on Monday to go pew 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 all day long, but I don't know how long my manager will put up with it.
Especially while you're standing over them. It's like, did you want something, Nathan? Pew 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 pew.
And that you have to do finger guns while you're doing it.
You're just dancing around.
Stupid otherwise.
Exactly. You're dancing around the office doing finger guns, saying pew pew pew.
Wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah. It's like, get back to work, Nathan, please.
Every now and then I do stop saying pew 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 just so I can say, good morning, darling. Even in the afternoon.
Nathan, have you been playing Red Dead Redemption again? Pew pew pew! So this other scenario...
How did we get to this?
I have no idea.
So
We go off on too many tangents.
One of the bodies that you can inhabit is a postman firing postman guns.
See, that does sound tempting. See,
Whereas the other version is you jump into one version of yourself, and that could be a wildly successful version of you.
Yeah.
It could be a destitute man living in a cardboard box. His cardboard box has just been stolen by a raccoon.
No, my thinking is either I can do this one jump and become a version of myself, and yeah, it could be absolutely anything, but I am able to live my life as that person. I am able to have a life. Whereas the other scenario, I'm jumping into random people. I don't really care that I'm killing them. That doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, no, you don't care that you're single-handedly causing a genocide of the entire Earth.
No, Nathan, because I'm still alive, you see?
I mean, it probably would take... I mean, what, there's 6 billion people on the Earth, and we established sometimes you're in a body for 30 seconds, sometimes you're in a body for a month.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to run out of people.
30 years until you've killed everyone.
I don't think I'm ever going to run out of people.
Maybe,
and there's people being born all the time.
Exactly. So they might just keep up enough. So that might be the population cull.
No, the problem I'm having...
Genocists have been asking for all these years.
Genocide.
Exactly. We officially endorse it on this program.
The problem I'm having with this scenario is that I will be in one body for a undeterminate amount of time, and I can't really make friends or start a life.
I mean, could you before?
Well, I have you, and I wouldn't even have that, would I?
Not unless, as we established in our origin episode, we were destined to destroy the universe together.
Yeah, but that I wouldn't be me anymore. So it would be I would have to wait until I circled everyone in the entire world and came back to my body.
I mean, eventually you would inhabit my body.
I would indeed.
And all the wonders, and all the octopus buttocks wonders.
Yes. Octopus buttocks, potato-bodied wonders.
I mean, I was going to say I'm no longer dressed as a potato, but you did establish that I look like one. Apparently.
Oh, yeah. You pretty much... It is like watching
I am
this...
Mr. Potato Head.
Basically. Like, you do look like someone's just put some plastic accessories on you. And you are just a giant potato.
Our friendship means so much to me, Carl. I can't tell you.
Me too. Did I push you back from the ropes? Are we back in the middle of the ring now?
We are back in the middle of the ring. It is the third round. It looked like I had you for a minute there.
It did.
You had the Eye of the Tiger started playing, and you stood triumphantly tall.
Ding, ding, ding. Let's get this on. So, okay.
That sounded less like boxing and more like you're singing a Marvin Gaye song. Let's get it on.
Okay, so do I want to spend a tiny bit of time in each person as I jump around this world, or do I want to be me, just in a different universe, and actually live a life even though I might be...
So that's the thing, you're taking a risk. The whole jumping from body to body, you know that eventually you will jump into the body of a wildly successful, handsome person. And even if it's for 30 seconds, you'll know what it's like to be wildly successful and handsome. You'll
Yes,
finally understand what that's like.
finally, after all these years of dreaming.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it would be
no,
weird when you jump into the bodies of your own family members and your own girlfriend and
See, I'm going to be multiple genders. I'm going to be multiple ages.
yes.
It's
God.
not. It's not going to be comfortable.
The implications here are a bit disturbing.
Okay, I think I'm decided, Nathan. So I do, so to
I also decided I did not realise
Yeah.
the implications until we just said them out loud.
I'm going to jump into this other version of me and live an actual life, I think, rather than murdering everyone on the planet.
But that's not why you're choosing not to do that.
That's not why I'm choosing to do it, not to do it, but it will also be a benefit to the world that I'm not murdering everyone.
It's just you desperately don't want to go through puberty again. You don't want to end up in a teenage boy's body going through the changes.
No, I don't want to end up in a teenage girl's body, to be honest.
Oh.
Going through their changes, which I'm sure are a lot more difficult than a teenage boy's.
Either way, you're going, why is there hair there?
So yes, Nathan, I am going to go to a different universe or whatever it is, a different dimension, I guess, in a different body, a different version of me.
I guess it's a different dimension. A different universe is apparently different somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have decided that you will jump into the body of another Carl Bennett somewhere out there in the multiverse.
Yes.
Come what may, whatever life he's led, whatever decisions he's made. I mean, you could be, as you said before, you could jump into the body of a Carl Bennett who's been kidnapped or is in prison.
Yeah.
Or, oh my God, you could jump into the body of a Carl Bennett who's dead and you'd be alive.
I would wake up. Although if they were dead, would I not be dead?
No, I'm deciding.
Oh, okay.
By deciding, I mean this is what you told me happened.
Yeah.
So you would be alive in their dead corpse body.
So just so that everyone knows, obviously I'm talking to you from this other dimension. What actually did happen to me?
Oh, what body did you end up in? Carl Bennett. You ended up in the rich, handsome, blonde-haired Adonis version of Carl Bennett.
Oh yes, of course.
And the second you jumped into his body, you tripped and fell into a vat of acid. Your good looks faded. Your bank account was hacked, and you're now living on the streets eating a rat dipped in a tin of cold baked beans.
Still preferable to having a pineapple shoved up my arse and replaced
That
with an
is
octopus.
True. You are currently living my dream of not having a pineapple shoved up my arse. And even though you've been half melted, little strands of your beautiful blonde hair are still visible.
Exactly. I've still got the tiniest amount of beauty showing through the ugly hideousness.
And I mean, that's better than nothing.
Yeah. So I think our boxing gloves meeting the air, and it's a tie.
It's the end of the movie. It's the
freeze frame.
We're running at each other. Yeah, we're running at each other, throwing punches at each other, and it freezes. And I think it's best that our audience does not know who wins.
Yeah, it's the end. Is it Rocky 3 where they at the very end they're both
Rocky?
Yeah,
I've seen various Rocky movies, like not in full. Like I think I've seen like a half hour of each movie in various different points.
Just because they were on film 4 at one point or another.
One of the movies had a robot in it somehow.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I think one of the movies Rocky solved world peace.
Possibly.
But yes, in one of the movies, I think it was the first one, it ends in a freeze frame of us throwing punches at each other.
Yeah.
With our podcasting gloves.
With our podcasting gloves meeting in the air.
As everyone knows what they look like, there's not even a point of us explaining what they look like.
Not at all. So freeze frame, title card comes up. If you had to, though, roll credits.
Exactly. I'm standing there with the. You can see a couple of the octopus tentacles sticking out. I am wearing trousers, but they kind of creep out the bottom a bit, and I was too poor to buy another pair of trousers, so there is a giant pineapple-shaped hole in the backside of my trousers where an octopus is sticking out.
I'm just wearing tattered clothes. I've got a beard.
You're wearing tattered clothes, a robe, a Phantom of the Opera style mask, which you accidentally put on the non-scarred side of your face, so the melted acid side of your face is showing.
It just makes me look cooler.
It does. It definitely makes you look cooler.
So there you go. We've come up with the correct answers.
Now you
100%.
know what to do if you smuggle yourself on a pirate ship or reach total enlightenment.
Yeah. And if you disagree with anything we said today, then you can let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the episode, then please follow and subscribe to the podcast on Patreon. You can find it at patreon.com/ifyouhadto though. Where you can find all the newest episodes with more being posted up all the time, and it'll help us out a lot if you do. You can follow me on Twitter at Kyle M. Bennett. That's Kyle_M_Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's.
And you can follow me at nwozniak which is NWOZNIAK art. And you can also follow me on Instagram, Nathan Wozniak, spelled the same way because that's how my name is spelled. It's the way it's always been spelled. It's the way it will be spelled until the end of time.
Until I possess your body.
Oh yeah, until you possess my body and change my name to Herbert Fartington III.
Exactly, and then I leave and you die. But I didn't pick that option, so no one has to worry about that.
Yes, no one has to worry about me ever dying. As we know, everything we say on this podcast is factual. I will never die.
Me neither. I think I'm immortal now.
I mean, yeah, you may in fact be in a corpse. No, we decided that you were in the handsomest man in the world version of yourself, and then
exactly.
Didn't we? So you're now Two-Face, Kyle.
I am Two-Face. I'm
Look
immortal
for those action
Two-Face.
figures in local shops.
Yeah, this is also that we can sell action figures and a boxing ring to go with it.
We have got like 50 different variant versions of ourselves at this point. There's one me with a cow's head.
Exactly.
I don't know if the one with me with a penis tattooed on his face will sell in Asda as well. I was going to say Woolsworth, but that doesn't exist.
Woolworths.
But there was a shop called Woolsworth, wasn't there?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna release the one of me with spatula hands because that's like an accessory that comes with it.
Exactly. They could take some off, put them on. Kids love doing that kind of stuff.
Fling out the ninja throwing stars. So yeah, that sounds like our plans for the next week.
And what making the if you had to though action figure set.
Yes.
With our mischievous neighbour, Mr. Winters, as a added bonus you can get if you collect the whole set.
He's the villain of the piece.
Just standing, always in a hunched position. He's got terrible posture for an 18-year-old.
He really does. That poor young old man. So anyway, Nathan, I'll see you in the ring next week, I guess.
You shall. You will see me and my little octopus buttocks friend. I call him Mr. Slimes.
Gross. This has been If You Had To, though. I've been Kyle.
And I have an octopus on my bum.
You do.